Good morning, everybody. Hold on, I'm trying to get this. There we go. Oof. That was hard. Good morning, everyone. It's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk and an echo because I had the sound turned up. This is chaos. This is Guido coming at you from the left side of the Atlantic.
And it's Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic with no sound issues to date. Touch wood.
Look at that. Got my Christmas mug.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's near enough December.
Sent by Pilgrim. Yep. A couple days away.
You can buy these now, they're free. You just have to write to Guido and he'll send you them for nothing.
Oh,
and you
good
can build
Lord.
walls out
I'll
of them.
send you an M60 code with it as well.
Yeah, of course you will.
Poor old sod, how are you? Good morning. We've got Stickler, Bitwise, and Bonzi. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? I'm doing fine. How are you doing over there in the in Blighty? How's things over there?
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. We've had a storm for the last 2 days, and we've now got cold but sunny. So weather-wise, it's fine. Everything else is just ticking along. We're just waiting for the spring to hit us. Never mind bloody Christmas, bar humbug.
We had a great Thanksgiving.
Good.
Got together with a bunch of people. Stickler, thank you for the sub, 23 months, much appreciated. Sutek's in the house. Good morning, Sutek. Sparky's here. Yeah. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Hope everyone's got their coffee, tea, beer, wine, water, Coke. I don't know. Whatever you want, man. Whatever you want.
All those things.
Christmas is coming, though. Where's my hat? It's too far away to grab right now.
Yeah, it's too far away. Just leave it. I can see the thing hanging up on your wall.
Yes.
Yeah, up there, look.
There it is.
Yes, I know. That is so sad. That is so bloody sad.
Well, my better half is a huge Christmas fan.
That's fine.
Basically, Christmas threw up in my house this weekend.
Well, that's fine, isn't it? I guess.
I had my niece. My niece came by. I was telling you earlier, and she, with all her kids, they'd been down in Port St. Lucie. They're headed back home up into Arkansas. So about the halfway point is here, maybe a third. Anyway, they came in late afternoon just to chill out and have some dinner before they headed out again. And she walks in and looks around. And then she looks at the house. She goes, "Where do you put all this stuff when it's not out? And where's all the stuff that clearly was in its place?" And I just laughed. I'm like, do not look in any cupboard or closet in this house unless you want an army of Santa Clauses, gnomes, and trees to attack you. That she stuffs it in every corner of every place, man.
It's brilliant, though, isn't it? The way it is.
Yeah, it's her thing. She loves it. So we got Christmas all over the place. Got lights and Christmas and stuff. I did my outside lights, so we're all ready. We're all ready. All right.
That's fair enough, I guess. I mean, I'm a bit of a bar humbug. As you can see, no Christmas here at the moment, okay? But I guess I'll have to join in with the gang, don't I, at some point, so we'll get to it.
Well, it wears me out, man. Night Dog, how's it going? By mid-December, I'm already done with it.
Yeah, but even before the turkey hits the table, you're like, oh, wow, I'm done with this.
Prime rib for us, that's what we've been doing.
Oh, is it? Lovely. Yeah, cool.
Oh, gift sub going to Guardians. Hey, Guardians is in the house. What's happening?
Hello, Guardians.
Appreciate that, Pilgrim. Thank you.
No, it's cool. It was. I was actually trying to extend my own sub, but I clicked the wrong button, so I don't care. So it wasn't intentional, but take it as it read.
Holy cow, we've got chaos. We've got a hype train is close, though. Whatever that does. Choo-choo. All right, so what's happening? 100 Battle Challenge. I finished the AMD 178 Bravo, so you don't have to watch me play wheelies anymore.
Yeah, for now.
for now. But I don't have any that don't have 100 battles, so I'm done. I am actually done in terms of 100 battle.
Cool.
Yep, got them. Site is acting up, so don't delete. What? I don't know. What are we talking about, Pilgronomics? Next stream will be tomorrow, guys. So I will be streaming tomorrow, and I will be streaming Stack Up tomorrow afternoon, and possibly on Wednesday, depending on what's going on there. We, as I said last week, we're still planning on doing Christmas giveaways as we get the details on that. We got a little bit of news on that later on. We'll talk about it. And I do have $100 being donated already, so that's pretty cool. I will be giving out. I think what we're going to do is kind of a similar thing to last year. I guess I need to advertise it soonly. So what I'd like to do is find people who have had a rough year or could use a little help, or tankers that maybe don't have the means to do things like that. So if you guys could all be thinking about that, I know around the clan or friends of yours that play the game that may not have the means to buy cool things for the game, start thinking about that. And when I get that video out, then you can start sending those names in. So we did some cool things last year with that. We gave away several $100s worth of stuff to people who had a bad year or could really use a pick me up, or So
Okay.
there you go.
I'll join in with that. I've got that, the 5,000 gold for the competition, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put another 5,000 gold in the pot for that particular reason.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you, Pilgrim. Thank you to everybody else as
It's
well.
all right, mate. It's the wife's money, not mine.
I don't know if we talked about. Did we talk? I talked about it on stream, I guess. But I did order my new computer, guys. So I don't know when that's supposed to show up. But that was
we did.
entirely due to you, all of you out there. So the support of the channel. That's probably represents, I think, 3 years of saving, maybe 2.5.
Wow.
I think 2.5 at least. But the channel's been going, I think, 3. But 2.5 is solid saving. So we finally got kind of where I wanted to be. And
Cool.
That's pretty cool. And left over some money to do the Christmas thing, so I can chuck some of that money back at you guys. So everything that's gone on here is going right back into the channel.
That's cool, mate. Well done. That's good on you.
And the property
And
I'm
actually, I had a chuckle about it.
You what?
I had a chuckle to myself about it because I remember when you first put that up some years ago, and you had like $10.37 in the
Yeah.
pot. And I went,
Yeah.
You're not getting a computer with that, are you?
Well,
You might get a computer magazine. You can read it.
I was looking at like best practices, and one of the things they suggested is put a goal thing up there and whatever. And I had it up for a couple weeks, and I went, I don't want to do it this. I don't want to do it this way. I mean,
No.
here's the links. If you want to do that, that's great. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
It seems like such a hard sell. You know what really turned the tide on that for me is all the emails of politicians begging for money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm like, oh, dude, you gotta
Don't you just love it?
take me off that list. Do not send me any more requests for money via email.
No. I mean, we probably don't have as much as you guys do over there because it's obviously a very capitalist-driven system. And over here, they tend to have, their allowances and all this stuff. But on the other hand, if you join a union over here, you get incessant emails after emails
Right.
after emails.
Same thing.
Going, donate for this,
Yeah.
donate for this,
Yeah.
donate.
Yeah.
I'm in it, man. It's
Yep.
just a nightmare. Just a nightmare.
Yep, it just drives me crazy. So, new computer on the way. After that little random tangent.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's it for the channel news, guys. I did all right in the AMD. Not too bad.
Yeah,
I got
I did. Yeah. Did you?
top 20, I think, or something like that on the
Okay.
server.
All right. Okay. I did platoon with you a couple of times when you were running that, and as always, you did more damage in it than I did in my tank. I was like, how do you do that? How do you get 2,500 damage in that piddly little bloody thing?
Kedge, if you could pass the donation bowl around to everybody for me.
Yeah, hang on, I've got it here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. There you go. Pass it round. There you go. Give it to Sutek. Sutek, pass that round.
Oh,
Oh, are we putting it on?
no, we're stuck.
Is it stuck? Give it a tap, sir. Tap it, sir. There you go.
That is a perfect replication of my fundraising skills.
It's isn't it?
You turn the light on, it just sits there.
Yeah, yeah. It just goes like.
It's just like-
What's the light for?
It's like,
Yeah. You got it from Kmart. I'm not even sure. I think you probably did actually. Yeah.
I think I've mentioned before, but I'm on the Habitat for Humanity board here in my city, and
Right.
all boards have subcommittees to do various things. It's all volunteer stuff, So we have like 14 employees, and then everything we do goes back into housing for low income.
Brilliant.
But that's not the point. The point is that they're like, all right, we're restructuring some committees. We have some openings. We need people to do it. So I rolled off the board last year, and I've come back on. So this is now my 6th year,
Right.
7th total, 6 on the board. So they're like, hey, we need people. And so I'm like, all right, talk to the executive director. What are you looking for? What do you need board members for? She goes, we need someone for fundraising. I'm like, nope.
No.
Nope.
No, not if you want funds.
Literally the only board I will not get on. She's like,
Fundraising.
yeah. She's like, well, how about volunteer board to work up? I'm like, all right, that I can do.
Yeah,
That I can do.
I can chop down bushes, I can dig holes, but don't give me.
Well, yeah, but also to kind of organize and get volunteers from places and bring them in. So it's sort of the same idea as fundraising, but yeah, going and asking people for money is no, thank you.
No, I don't do that very well. I end up putting money in myself just to cover it. You know what I mean? Ergonomics.
Man, look at all this money we raised. We made our goal. Yeah.
Yeah. We got the target. Who donated the most? Pilgrim did. Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, Kedge, it is. I like it because it is as grassroots as you get. We do have to tithe to international, but it's a relatively small amount, and then they obviously turn that around on international projects. But the vast majority of money that's donated to that organization locally goes back into your local town. And that's
awesome.
And the overhead is very small. Yeah, the overhead is very small. And like some of these charities, that are raging around with 60, 70% overhead, you're like, seriously?
There is a fashionista, a fashion person, I'm not going to name, but technically that charity paid its CEO something in the region of $200,000 as an annual wage.
Yeah,
out of the charity funds. You're like,
dude,
really?
that's cheap for what some of the big ones in the U.S. pay their EDs and CEOs. Yeah, we're talking millions of dollars to run some of these big, or tens maybe. Yeah, it's gross. Yeah.
Oh, I've just got another drop. Thank you.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm picking them off now.
Yeah, Kedge, exactly. Sometimes it seems to be a charity for the executive directors, and the boards and everything.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Should we talk tanks or just continue with whatever we're talking about?
Well, let's do tanks because that's what we're here for, isn't it,
buddy? Speaking of shilling, I do have coaching available. Guido at 1212gaming.com. You guys know that. So if you're interested, let me know. All right, mission specials. Let's see what we got here. I think I actually set this up first. Is this might work right off the bat? Oh, look at that.
Wow, we are getting so professional.
Oh, but I already screwed up because we're in the wrong place. Now we have transitioned into the right place. And
here we go.
There we go. Now we're in.
There you are.
All right.
There you are.
Lights on. There's some good shilling going on today.
Isn't it just? Yeah. It's a good one today.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's great deals, but it's expensive.
No.
It's expensive. All right, so we'll go into a feature. There's a lot of stuff for sale, guys. Obviously, Black Friday has expanded and creeped like a cloud of...
It's now black. It's Black Weekend.
A black cloud of smoky capitalism.
Yes.
Which I support fully, but...
Yes.
All right, here we go. Check it out. The Feast. Get your feast before it goes away, my friends. We're only talking $999.99.
Oh, and that's with a 68% discount. Get out of here, man. Who would? I don't know. Who would? Who would pay the original price to start off with? And then who would even pay the 68% discounted price? Get real, man.
If you have come to this game late and you have the means, this might be a great way to grab a bunch of tanks. But now consider that you have 145 tanks. How many years would it take you to play all those tanks?
Well, it's not... Yes, it is that. It is that. You've got 145 tanks in your garage. You probably reach tier 2, tier 3 or something like that, and you've got the means to buy all that lot. What on earth are you going to be doing with all that? There's some really good tanks in there that's going to put you into tier 8, tier 9, and tier 10 games. You're going to hurt. You're going to... fine, I'll farm you all day long. Come into game.
Tilo, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the show. This is Coffee Talk, where we talk about sometimes tanks. Right now, we're beating up the Feast. Can we just talk a little bit? Never mind that it's got 360 days of premium. I didn't realize that comes with it.
Oh yeah, there is. I mean, it's a fairly good package when you look at
Well,
it
it's
in
well
separate
discounted,
chunks.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now you got to consider some of the crazy tanks. You're getting a lot of tier twos and threes, and I don't know
Yeah.
if there's any tier twos. There's definitely threes. All right,
Well, Wayne's hit the nail on the head. He said you get a sexton in the bundle, so it's well worth
is
it.
there an LEF?
Oh, you
Do you
got
know?
first time chat.
Do you know why you
You got
don't?
first.
Oh, right on.
Sorry, Stoic Septic.
Stoic
First time
septic.
chat, mate.
What's happening, man? How are you? What did he say? Because unfortunately, I'm not able to look at my. I need
Right,
another
he says
screen.
enough people to keep wargaming in business. That's who.
Yeah, yeah.
Who pays for this stuff? Wow.
So
Sorry, didn't mean to butt in.
no, no, absolutely. We gotta definitely react to the new people.
Cool. And Tilo, you got another one. Just popped in.
Tilo, you are
Tilo.
welcome, man. You are welcome. So someone said you get a section. I said, do you get an LEF? Well, how would you know in this ridiculous mishmash? How come the people who input this did not do it by some kind of order?
You mean like tier order or class
Nation
order
or class or anything
or any order?
of any kind.
Something we can all equate to.
Is there an order I'm not seeing?
Don't know. Price?
The Stoic Skeptic. Sorry, man. I think Septic's maybe a little funnier, but the Stoic Skeptic.
Oh,
I
I
like
call him
it.
Stoic Septic.
It's Skeptic. I like that name. That's a great name, man. The Stoic Skeptic. I actually
Cool.
identify with that.
Yeah.
I think I might
absolutely.
be something of a Stoic Skeptic, actually. I like that name. That's fantastic. But there's no order. How
I don't know how. Yeah, exactly. How do you scroll down to look? It goes from what? It goes from the 122 TM, then it drops into the tier 5 Leaf, then it goes back to the 112. It's just crazy. It's just I don't know. It's not. Is it alphabetical? No, it's not
how
alphabetical.
so let's just delve into this for a second.
Oh, it's alphabetical. It's alphabetical. It's numeral,
Is it?
numeral, then alphabetical.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
How?
Yeah,
T?
it starts off. It starts off with numbers: 122, 105, 112, 43, 50 TP, blah blah blah. Then it goes AC, 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 AC,
Yours is in a
AC.
completely different order than mine. Look at the screen.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
So you're looking at the EU?
No, I'm looking at the actual website as opposed to the premium shop. I'm looking at the website where it details the feast. The news in the news when you go to the all news instead of going to the shop. If you go to the shop, yeah, it's all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, you're on the web page. Okay, I'm in the
Yeah,
shop.
yeah, I'm on the
Yeah,
web
the
page.
shop is just blah, just chucked in
Right,
there.
as usual,
Yeah.
as usual.
So I'm just trying to figure out how it is the marketing guys or whoever inputs this stuff. I'm assuming somebody makes up the. Well, who knows what their damn internal process is? Who knows? Anyway, whatever the internal process is, you come up with this disaster of a. I don't know. It's weird.
Can I
It's
tell you what
weird.
it is? Can I tell you what it is, Guido? Over
Yeah.
here, we used to have a car company called British Leyland, and they used to make things like the Austin Allegro and things you've never heard of, but basically, the small, tiny little cars that we Brits drive around in.
Yeah.
And it was a British company, British Leyland. This is a Friday afternoon car because the Friday afternoon car was the one that had bits missing off it when you bought it.
That's right.
Because
That's
on
right.
Friday afternoon, everybody wants to get away, don't they?
Out of here.
Yeah, jump, get it out of here. So that's a Friday afternoon list,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. This last car is finished, even though it's not really finished.
Yeah.
Plus or minus 25% RNG.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so the black tanks are back, guys. Yeah. You can get all four of the bad boys. You click on this. It's $100, and you're getting. I don't know that they're all decent. I really like that light tank. It's one of my favorite tanks in the game. The Chrysler's pretty good. The T-34 is still a solid tank, not amazing, and the Mutz thing is better than you think it is. Although they call it the Schwarzpanzer 58 in the black version of it. $100, I don't know, to be quite honest. It's a deal over what you would pay for those, but I don't know in today's meta, other than maybe the Scout and the Chrysler, that you would really want to do that. Now, that being said, Wargaming knows, they know what's up when you're talking about overpowered tanks, because if you scroll down to this deal of 4 tanks, And it's more, by the way.
What are you in there? Vehicles.
Yeah.
Specials. I'm trying
Yeah.
to say. Vehicles. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got you.
This Black Friday combo is 4 of the usual suspects of the over-tuned tanks in the game. The Progetto,
Yeah.
the 703 two-barrel, the Renagati, and the Brosk.
Yeah.
So, and it's another $50 for that. I mean, they know obviously what their good tanks are.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course they do. It's the whole point. Is the selling point, isn't it?
Now, to be fair, if you don't have those tanks, and you want good tanks that are premiums, that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Don't spend $1,000 on all that lot. Just get them.
I'm trying to here. Okay, this is important, guys, and I know probably everybody in here knows this, but in case somebody doesn't, if you already own any of the vehicles, because what people would do in the past is buy it and get gold compensation. Say you had one of the vehicles, but you wanted the other 3. You'd buy it knowing that you'd get straight up gold compensation.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that was a good deal because the price of the package was discounted, but you'd get full gold compensation. Composition.
Yeah.
You do not. You will be compensated minus the applied discount amount.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you will get your money's worth in terms of what you paid, but you will not get the full gold compensation for the vehicle. And I know people took advantage of that loophole. It's not a loophole. That's the way it was designed. I hate that word, actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, they've closed. You don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
There you have it.
You've got a first-time chat question, actually, Guido.
Okay.
Damon 2233 wants to know if the Swedish Mediums are good tanks to grind.
Okay, you're going to get Guido's opinion on every tank is a good tank to grind. However, I do understand your question. So let's take a quick random detour and check out the Swedish Mediums here, because they're different.
Yeah.
I think is probably the best way to put that.
Yeah.
Where are these guys? There we go. All right. So you're talking about the UDES 16, the 1516 at tier 10, and the tier 8, the 14. I think that the Sturv, and I won't really talk to the 5 or lower. Most tier 5 and lowers are more or less the same tank. But I think the Sturv is good. The Leo is good. I liked both of those. The tier 8 is mediocre. Some people can really make it work. Just click on it there.
Right.
I'm not actually doing particularly well on a 45% freaking win rate. Yeah, see, I struggled in it. I don't have many tanks I've taken to 100 battles that have sub 50% win rate, and this one's well below it.
That for you, that is what I mean. For me, that's quite a high win rate. My lowest is 17% with the Sheridan. No, you can't get 17% just by not playing it. It's park it up at the corner of a map and just kill yourself. That's how you get 17%.
Well, what's weird about it is my DPG is basically the same as most of my other tiers. So let's just look at it. Actually, Lance and Sea, I have a bad. I guess I just suck at Swedes.
That's weird. Lance and Sea is quite.
Yeah,
good
that is
tank.
good. And I only have a 49%. So maybe over aggressive. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
I think that's really is what it is, because I am a very aggressive player,
Right.
and neither one of these tanks supports aggressive gameplay. They are much more second line, careful kind of tanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you what's your Leopards? What is your Leopard 1 and the PTA? What's that like? Because they're the same.
The
really.
German?
Yeah, they're similar to that style of play. It's just second line, long range.
53 and 54.
Okay, but you're playing those just as aggressive.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Now, someone mentioned the tier 9 and 10 are pretty good, and the tier 9 and 10 are okay, not bad at all. Let's go back over to them. So, but again, the whole line I just struggle with. They shoot relatively slow. They've got that really good gun depression. So they're hard to find a place to work with them. They really are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would stay away from this line if you're new, really.
Yeah.
If you are hang back sniper kind of guy, they may be really right up your alley. But they don't. For me, they didn't swing into the standard medium rolls very well.
No.
They were more TDs really. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't gone down the medium line at the moment because I'm still doing the heavy. So the Cran Van I'm just about to get now because I've actually cleared the XP for it. But then that was my next Swedish step, was to go down the medium line, and I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't realize I was so crap at these. That's pretty unusual. I mean, I don't have a line that I really am just bad in. Well, now I do now.
Yeah.
I do now. I'm doing well in the Sturv, but it's not basically the Swede design, right? It's just a Centurion copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kedge, the Cran is on track, and so it's discounted by 2 million credits, so it's worth getting it if you're going to get it. Yeah, I mean, I don't have an opinion on those mediums currently because I haven't got one. But that's, as I say, that's my next grind on the Swedish.
Yeah.
So.
But that's a goal of mine, I guess. I just sort of added that to my list of goals, having not realized I was actually doing that poorly with those. I may have to try to drag those all above 50%.
Well, I tell you what we can do is when you're doing that, you give me a shout and I'll drop into the mediums. I'll unlock the first one, the tier 8, and we'll see how we both get on together then. I might get below the 17% win rate, at least on one of them.
Yeah, that's a rough line, man. So The answer to the question is, it is very situational to how you play the game. Those are tanks that really require a very certain play style, and mediums are generally supposed to be versatile, and those mediums aren't really nearly as versatile as other mediums.
Right.
Really, if you treated them as TDs, you'd probably be on the right track.
Wow, that says something, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right, back to shilling. Nothing else really, I think, in there. Those were the packages I wanted to show you guys. There's nothing going on in the gold store portion. It's all pretty standard. The war chest thing is out. Again, Christmas is coming. Foreshadowing, there are reports that there will be large boxes this year. I don't think anyone really doubted that, but we're starting to hear that they are. So, again, that's not 100%, but it's better than 0%.
Well, yeah, and you've got to think that any commercial business has a successful market. It must have been successful in the last couple of years they've put it out. So
wildly. Yeah,
exactly. So why drop that out?
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't see him changing it, and I can't see him really making it a worse deal, really. Although you never know.
No, you never know.
You never know. That's why
never say never.
That's why I keep giving the caveats. You never know.
Yeah.
You know. And that's it. I think that's pretty much it. All the stuff I wanted to show in here. To smell. I don't know. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. I'm not even sure what that name is supposed to be. All right, cool. That's it for the shilling, man. Got any other shilling you want to do in there?
Well, not really. No, I think
Okay.
unless you're into the apparel, i.e., the clothing. There's
you have your hoodie on.
I've got my hoodie on. Yeah, the one that was gifted to me for my birthday by my son.
Nice.
It is.
Gunslinger.
Apparently, there's discounts. Gunslinger. That's not me, by the way.
You're not a gunslinger? No.
Yeah. But there is a discount in the shop. I mean, that's about as much shilling as I can drum up at the moment.
That's the entirety of your
that's my whole
excitement on shilling right there?
Yeah, that's my whole 10 cents worth.
So there are deals, essentially. There's not a bunch of amazing deals, but there are deals out there, fellas. There are deals. Maybe marathon gameplay quality is affecting my brain. I give up to tier 6.
To tier 6 for me.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. Yeah. In fact, tier 6 sometimes too high a tier for me. I even drop down to 5 occasionally and still get murdered.
Punch right in the old face. The code for Commander AF is Let's Feast. Let's Feast. That's a Lorraine 40T rental and standard little goodies in a mission.
Cool.
How's everyone doing on your marathon, guys? Anybody no kidding grinding out the marathon?
Well, I'll be surprised. stage 3 myself. I don't know where you're at, Guido.
That's where I am. Yeah, I'm about to finish
Yeah.
it. I didn't realize it, but I actually finished number one slightly before, not by much. So I managed to do the mastery with that. I know you and I were playing some nines and tens the other day, so I knocked some of that out. I did none of the stage two ones, and stage three, I've actually got two of the three, but I'm about to trip it anyway for experience.
For experience, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I've got one of the three for the nines and tens, but yeah, I'm just on the edge of tripping it with the mission for commitment. So,
Cliffy's got a lot of grinding to do. He just got started, so he'll be at his
oh,
computer for the next 8 days.
Cliffy.
7 days. Sutek says, heck no. RKL says
Yeah.
he's at 5. Stoic is at 5, but no way I'll finish. So this one, Pilgrim, started at $91,
Yes,
which
yeah,
was more expensive than the others. I looked at the list of stuff, and I didn't have the last times to compare it to as far as the other crap
no.
that's thrown in the package. I don't really know. Did anybody do any of the maths on that? I don't know if you were getting more or they just increased the price. My assumption is they threw more crap in there that they think has value that we don't really think has value.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you've got okay. The bonuses to free experience and the bonuses to crew experience, they're all useful, but it's not actively what I would go out. As I said to you, I've got 550% credit ones sat there, and I trip them when I remember to trip them, but they're not something I actively want.
Ayukson,
Do you know what I mean? They just come with what you do. That's all.
Ayukson finished the marathon in a single stream of 19 hours.
Whoa! Wow! Wow! There's a man with dedication.
All right, so let's just
things to do.
let's just round that up to 20 hours. Put that 20 hours
Yeah.
into the 90 bucks. That's $4 and some change an hour.
An hour.
He was paid to do that.
Wow!
Now, he has a big channel, so he was definitely paid more than that, as he was. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah, Stoic. And so my assumption is he obviously did the majority, if not all of them, through commit or through mastery.
Yeah.
I'd imagine he did almost all of them through the faster
Yeah.
way. But
Yeah.
but just, even though he did it the faster way, it was 19 hours of grinding.
I mean, how much Pro Plus do you put down your neck to stay awake to do
Well,
that?
but I mean, like he's a pro streamer though. So he's going to stream anyway. And yes, 19 hours is a long grind, but he was probably going to put the 19 hours in the next X days anyway. You know what I mean? So it was good content for him basically. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
come watch me stream, come watch me grind
Yeah.
this thing out in 19 hours or whatever I'm going to end up doing it. My assumption is he went into it saying we're going to grind until I finish it or something like that.
You've got to think about the level of commitment and mentality to do that, because you're a prime example. Hour 3 of your stream, the salt starts to hit, doesn't it? I mean, it's hour 1 of mine.
Yeah.
Is the salt hits? You know what I mean? Hence the chat ban I've just got over again. So
You try to
I got
be
this
level-headed, man, but the game will get you. And the dudes who do this, the dudes who do it as much as they do, even Quickie Baby, all the
He
big
gets salty.
he
Yeah.
does, but he's also, I think he dials it back. He doesn't let it get to him. Skill is really good at it. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He almost never gets.
He
till-
blames himself all the time
Sure.
for skill. He'll
Yeah.
say, that was totally my fault, even though you can see that it probably wasn't, but it was
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
him.
And some of those guys are making either making a living or highly subsidizing their living.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when something like this comes, you just fold it into the job, and then it becomes
Yeah, yeah.
content, and then you put an angle on it. Hey, I'm going to grind out this thing until I'm done, and then
Yeah.
you get your 19-hour stream. You get a bunch of followers and subs and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. So it's. I'm not scoffing any of it. I'm just saying that's just basically how it rolls.
Yeah, I think if you can apply that into your real life. I mean, there's days when we've all put 19 hours into a job at some point, be it when you're in the military or
Sure.
there's a particular
Yeah.
target to meet at work, and somebody says, well, look, we need to push 2 days out here, and you do, don't you? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess
Well,
if
and there's
if you're living.
There's some of the meritocracy in that too. He's an extremely good player,
Yeah.
which means he's going to get more subs. He's basically advertising himself while he does his job, trying to increase his income doing that. So, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
still, bottom line is I couldn't do 19 hours. I can only do 19 minutes before I let loose.
I've been working on that because I don't think anybody. Well, some people probably tune in to see people get salty, but that's not really what I'm trying to do. But
No.
I have found lately that sometimes I go off on things, so I do need to dial that back. All right, marathon.
I'm not saying anything.
I know. I start mumbling to myself about
Yeah.
people.
Shout at clouds.
You have to. Gotta try to laugh about it. It's like whatever. There's freaking RNG and dispersion and wargaming is.
Well, we had that.
It's all
We had
everything's
that.
rigged.
Well, we had that. I tell you, it is all rigged. We had that.
Yeah.
We did that. We did that platoon the other day, and I think we had something like 6 losses on the run, something like that. I can't remember, 6 or 7 losses on the run without a win. And you just all you want to do is pull your nasal hairs out, isn't it? You want to get hold of them and pull them out like that to make your eyes water to get over it.
Yeah.
But hey,
Stand locks on the RU server. I would bet you a lot of money that somewhere on one of the 3 servers, more likely on RU or EU, just because they're bigger and probably RU. There are probably some players out there that you've never heard of
yeah,
that don't stream, that don't post any content, that are better than everyone. The problem is if you go into like the stat sites and you find the person with the highest DPG on this, that, or the other, a lot of times you're running into the riggers.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And you look at it and go, okay, that's but there are people who are just that good, for whatever reason.
Yeah,
They have an innate ability to do it, and then all the practice chucked on top of it, and they're just. I mean, you watch some of these pro gamers on some of these FPSs and stuff, and watch the stuff they do.
Yeah.
You're like, I have no idea what's going on here, but he's winning constantly.
yeah. I mean, when they have the big competitions and they stream those live, doesn't matter what game it is, and you've got these really talented top players. They're just phenomenal. And the World of Tanks will have those, and like you say, it'll be the big servers. It'll be RU will have 10 players or the top 10 players minus the riggers, obviously, but the top 10 players will be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
They will all the time get the shot, the kill shot, and so on. Amazing.
yeah, and these guys will have the you'll every once in
They've
a
all
while.
got chieftains.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll have that game where I was able to see what was coming, get where I needed to be, do what I needed to do, and you're like, all right, that everything clicked.
Yeah.
These guys are having that most games as opposed to every 7 or 8 games for me,
Yeah.
where everything goes right. They're 7 of 8 doing that well, and then they have the one bad game.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's written off and they move on very quickly. I remember very much when, and this is like a slight tangent, but I went to, when my Xbox died, as you know, I did the beta for the console. But when the Xbox died and I wasn't allowed to buy another one, I went to Blitz on my iPad and I played Blitz for about a year. And to be fair, and this is not me smoking my own pipe, I was bloody good at Blitz on the iPad. Very good. I would have, like that, 7 or 8 games, one bad one. 7 or 8 games, one bad one. And I got, quite good at it. Maybe I should stream Blitz instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can understand that mindset. And the more that happens, the more everything starts to just roll into itself. I think, in a way, gaming, it's like, good begets good or better.
Yeah.
If you're having good games, it rolls, your mindset's right, your positivity's right, so it affects your decision making and all that sort of good stuff. So it's a whole big ball game altogether, isn't it?
Maybe what I should do is start grabbing some of these guys' games and start looking at them.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it?
just to see what I can see on them. I do a lot. I spend a lot of time looking at y'all's games and at mine, but I don't spend a lot of time looking at better players' games, which is probably to my detriment. I think my play style of getting right up front and starting to play immediately is a little bit hurts me a little bit. But I don't know where the sit back and farm places. I don't know as many of those.
Yeah.
Some of those guys will go forward and get forward. My default is go forward. Theirs is in the right situation, so they play the situation better than I do. a lot of times. Even though I attempt to, for the most part, and that's what I try to teach, is all right, try to take the situation you have and then put your best plan into motion. I tend to lean towards my plan is go as far forward as possible and start shooting people.
Yeah.
And I'm good at it, but I'm not like levels of these guys good at it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think when you did that little bit of coaching for me, and we discussed about, and this is not the all be all and end all of anybody's skill at the game, but the win rate factor that comes into it. I mean, I personally go by win rate, but the win rate factor that comes into it. And you said to me, you take yourself up to a position where you plateau. And the reason why you plateau is that you're now skilled at that level. So you need to then look at what's required to take it up again.
Right.
Because otherwise you will just maintain that level, which is currently what I'm doing. I think I've got something like a 52% WR. But I can't make that go up because I'm not sure about what's the next things I need to do to move it on.
Right.
And I'll be the same for any player. So as the good players like you, to take that next step up, it's the fine nuances that these very, very good players all get.
Well, there's a lot of diminishing returns. As you get better and better, the next increment is harder and harder. If you look at like a football player like Tom Brady or something, at the very top of his game, one of the best to ever do it. For him to improve, that's a very small incremental improvements.
Yeah.
And when you regress a little bit, it's very apparent at that level. Sometimes improving a skill is not really apparent. If you're a 50% player, you can make some. Well, if you're a 46, 47% player, you can make some pretty big improvements with some basic things. But as you get to 50, anywhere up to about 55. And then from 55 to 60 and above, those increments, those different levels are very fine. There's a very fine difference between those. And I do appreciate that, Gator, about explaining. That's, I was a good fighter pilot, but I know a lot of fighter pilots that were way better than me. But I was an excellent instructor.
Yeah.
So that's always been kind of whatever. Pat myself on the back, it's fine. But that was my thing, right? I was able to explain things in a very basic way. But that doesn't necessarily mean I could explain to somebody how to be skilled or how to be any of those other guys. No, I can't. I can get you to a certain level and then probably help you a little bit as far as the mechanics of breakdown of your game, like how to debrief and break it down. But some of those stratifications, at that 60% or above level, that's not easy right there.
And it's that is a very good point, is that you would instruct on the knowledge base that you, and hopefully that knowledge base is sufficient to be able to give good instruction. And this is why an instructor is always on a learning curve, because as an instructor, you're partaking knowledge. You don't want to be partaking knowledge that's 5 years old. It needs to be up to date, relevant, and moving forward. So you need to be on top of your game at all times to be an instructor. So, in the likes of people like Skill, for example, I watch some of his stuff, and he goes to locations I've never seen before on the map, and he will do a small pixel snipe move on to another position. And he's taking, like you do, he takes damage out of somebody all the way. Every time he moves and fires, 90%, he's taking damage off the enemy team.
And I think that's 90%. A difference in some of those guys. That's a great point, and that takes an amazing amount of concentration.
Yeah.
If you're and he actually says this, when he's no kidding, try hard 100%ing, he stops talking to chat.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the distractions that you could have, right? So he is constantly, and sometimes I don't do that, and I'll say it on chat. I'll be driving along, we'll be chatting, or I'll be talking about something, and a shot opportunity will go by, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was pointing at that and ready for it. That doesn't mean I was going to absolutely get that shot or that snap was going to work, but I certainly didn't get it by not taking the shot.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? I definitely didn't get it by not taking the shot.
Yeah. You miss every shot you don't take, isn't it? That's the one.
And then just look at the ability to analyze the map quickly in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
One of my strengths is doing the debriefs and going, all right, did you think about this? Did you think about this? Well, I have necessarily seen that in the game? I don't know. A lot of times I do, because I'm a pretty good player. But some of those things I also miss. Well, these guys don't miss that stuff.
No, that's it. That's it. That's
You know what I
the
mean?
nuances, isn't it?
You know, and you'll see it on my stream. I'm like, well, I wish I hadn't done that because I forgot about that guy. Well, they don't forget about that guy.
Yeah.
Not nearly as much as I do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's the OODA loop SA thing. I flew with guys. There's aggressors out in Ellis. So there's a couple squadrons. There's one squadron that's split into a couple of airframes, at least when I was flying. They had 15s and 16s. They're the aggressors out at Nellis, and you'd send people there. And before computers, you would get a guy, and he'd be leading the mission. They usually led the debrief because they did it day in and day out. They got really good at the debrief. So all of the units would come in. They're the Blue Air. The aggressors were there, and they would fly the bad guys. They'd be MiGs and Sukhois and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, before computers, the guy would get up there, and he had their markers for the grease board. And we had 4 markers: green, blue, red, green, and black.
Right.
And when we debrief, because you draw the lines, like, all right, this airplane went here, he did that, he climbed, there's little symbols you put on, you learn how to do that as a flight lead. Very, very basic capability. You get better as you become an instructor.
Yeah.
These are like 12 v 30, 20 v 50 fights, right? He's got this marker tray that's about that long. And there are every color of the rainbow on it. And he's up there drawing where everybody went. And usually knew where everyone was, at least in general. It was absolutely amazing to watch it. As he draws up, you went here, he went here. And he did that by remembering.
Right.
By taking notes in flight. By listening to his tapes and the comm and the GCI talking to him. What he saw on his radar, he would fill in with other radars from the rest of his flights because they would all get together and talk. Right, so it wasn't necessarily just him, but they'd get together on all the red air and say, all right, these are all the things we saw.
Yeah.
And then he would draw that thing up, and you'd sit there going, well,
yeah. Where did all that come from?
That seems fairly accurate. Because he'd say, all right, blue 4 went south and notched, went downhill and then came hot right here at about 10 miles. You're like, bloody hell, was he in my airplane?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he had a camera in my airplane.
And you were always excited if they got one thing wrong. You're like, nope, sorry, I turned left right there. He's like, oh, you did a 360 and came hot. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well that makes he said he thought you just did a 90, but you did a 360, boy, and you got it right there.
But the thing is, I guess for this game, and I've noticed this about you when we streamed and platooned together, is that your spatial awareness of not just what's around you, but also the mini-map is quite crucial. Because you will see things about to happen that I'm yet to see, and you'll shout in my headphones, so-and-so is 6 o'clock. And I think that's pilot training, because you have to have 360 vision as a pilot.
Yeah.
As an infantry, you fix bayonets and go forward. Sod what's behind you. But as a pilot, you need to have 360, because everything's happening all the way around you. Well,
I would absolutely say, my SA is above to well above average. But when we're talking these specific, absolutely top tier guys, they're at several levels above even that.
Yeah, sure they are. Yeah,
and SA is hard to teach.
Yeah.
It can absolutely be refined, and you can give people tools to sharpen their SA, scan patterns, specific to things like flying or pixel tank games. Here are the things you look for, but the ability to scan that fast, process, and then react to it is largely innate to people.
Yes.
Now you can teach mechanical SA. If I just throw someone in front of a World of Tanks game and say go, their SA is probably going to be pretty low. As I have tried to teach people as we go through, it's like, all right, here's some of the places and the tools you can use to increase your SA.
Sure.
You know what I mean? What your capacity to use those tools is somewhat natural to your own, But it's like anything. You practice it, you will get better at it.
Yes, this is the whole point. Training. Practice. That's what makes it successful. The more you do it, the more it becomes muscle memory, the more it becomes mind memory.
Right.
The more you do it, the more situations you get into, the more your brain clicks to it. So next time you're in that situation, it's an automatic thing.
Right.
That's how it works, I
Oh,
guess.
Brute Boss is
Bitwise
that?
says,
Yeah.
Bitwise says as a TD player, he just sits in a bush and clicks.
Oh, Brute Boss has a great point. The Gomers did have an incredibly capable GCI. It is amazing how much SA good GCI can give you. I will also
Yeah,
say it
that's
is
a great point,
amazing.
isn't it?
It is amazing how fast bad GCI can put your SA in the toilet. Let's just throw that out there as well. But that's like
Absolutely,
anything,
yeah.
you know. That's like
Yeah.
anything. Hauptmann Bubba, another good Russian player. Shotnik, Russians. Yeah, the Russians have some really great players. I missed the
Yeah.
first time chat from BZLE,
Oh,
56%
yes,
player.
you did.
You can play consistently through. It is never guaranteed in this game. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Ice T, 55.97. Yeah, me too. Yeah. It's ultimately, I think, in the learning thing, and we'll just say specifically to World of Tanks, but really in general everywhere, ultimately is you're competing against yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Stop competing against other people and measuring yourself against other people. It's
Yeah.
fine to keep an eye on it,
Yeah.
but ultimately, in terms of I want to get better at something, doesn't matter how good anyone else is. How good are you, and what can you improve?
Yeah.
We're all going to have a ceiling. We're all going to have a floor and a ceiling. Some people are naturally going to roll into it with and be better than you.
Yeah.
But what can you do to improve? So we can all look at Skill or Shotnik or any of these other guys and go, man, I want to be that guy. And that's a great goal if that's what you want to do.
Sure
Like
is.
some people
Yeah.
set that goal. How
Yeah.
many of them reach it? Why not just set a goal for incremental improvement? And maybe one day you
Absolutely.
start to get
Yeah.
close there.
Yeah.
But you know, some people are just wired to come into it and go, well, I'm going to be the best. That
Yeah. Yeah.
there's no other
And that's fine.
acceptable.
That's
There's
fine.
no other
Yeah.
acceptable outcome to this.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
That's fine if you have the strength of mentality to be able to deal with the disappointments that come along with that. For me, I learned from you. What I do now, currently where I'm at now, is if I'm doing sufficient damage in a game, I'm a happy chappy. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? If it doesn't matter if I don't get 10 kills or whatever, I'm not bothered. If my win 8 and my WR is staying static, it's fine as long as I'm getting sufficient damage that I feel like I've had a worthwhile game.
Yeah.
It's those games when I'm in my tier 10s that you well know that I get 0 damage and I'm holding up the team. That pisses me off endless.
Well, just remember that, you know, in a pixel tank game like World of Tanks, make sure if you have a bad day, it damages your it damages your you know, mentality for the day. Make sure you always get mad about a pixel tank game, and don't have any fun.
No, absolutely no. I've got to rant, rage, and scream because it's not a fun game, is it?
But it's a cool conversation because it's a serious conversation that you can apply to the game as long as you keep everything in context and understand that
Yeah,
it's a game. But you can also take all that stuff and put it into life. You know,
oh gosh, yeah,
the big thing here is to not blame it on anything but yourself, but not to
absolutely,
beat yourself into the
absolutely.
ground like you're a bad person because you can't play the game the way you want
Oh
to.
yeah, no,
You
absolutely.
know what
It's
I
just a
mean?
game. It's
It,
just a game, man. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I'm on keyboard number 3, right? Because it's just a game, isn't it? Keyboard number 3. I can't break this one because it costs so much bloody money.
Yeah, Wayne, make sure you send chat messages to everybody and tell them how bad they are. You know,
Yeah,
the best one is if you
absolutely.
the best thing you do is if you have a bad game but you do better than a really good player in terms of one game and one damage. You know, you do more damage. Make sure you send a note to them and tell them you're terrible. I did more damage than you.
Yeah,
And whatever you
yeah.
do, don't try to learn from any
No,
losses.
don't.
If it's a loss, it was RNG,
Yeah.
matchmaking. What else?
Well,
Rigging.
everybody else on the team,
Oh, bad players, bad team. It was a bad
bad
team.
players, bad team.
They're terrible.
Yeah, I
So,
don't forget if somebody who's better than you kills you, don't forget to send him the message that he's a hacker. You know what I mean?
yes, definite hacker.
You
Thank you for
hacked
the
me.
follow, Karma. All right, so a lot of people follow. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah,
Make sure we
let's
got
catch
everything
up.
covered here. Karma, Nakin Tohas. Hello, LAMACZ. What's happening? Time to smell. What does that say? Smell top grade. Oh, I got it now. Stoic, we
Yeah,
talked in
I got
earlier.
it earlier on. I
Tiago.
wasn't going to say anything.
SD words. All right, awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the follows. Welcome to the show. This is Coffee Talk. We do this every Sunday, 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning.
For
Probably-
you, it's 1:00 in the
Well, that's
afternoon
true.
for
It's in
me.
the middle of the afternoon for you, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool for me.
Absolutely. Everybody getting their drops and stuff? Winner at game, winner at life, loser at game. Yes, Grumpy. It is a direct correlation between those two.
This is it, yeah.
Yeah. Your win
Can I
rate.
just answer RKL?
Your win rate.
RKL just asked.
Your win rate is directly proportional to your usefulness as a human in life.
Yes, and the size of your nether regions.
It's a family show, man.
Yeah, well, what do you?
You're talking about-
What do you mean by nether regions?
You're talking
What
about
the
feet. Yeah, feet.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay.
We in the Shires have got big hairy feet, by the way.
Yeah. You hobbits.
Okay.
All you
Thank you.
hobbitses.
The hobbits
Me hates
in the
it.
Shires.
Me hates him.
I'm feeling quite hungry because I've not had my fourth meal yet, and it's 1:00 in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah, it's Levensies. Time for
Levensies, yeah.
second lunch.
Yeah,
Short drop in before off to church. All right, Zimbo, thanks for coming by, man.
cool.
Kedge was getting too angry. Yeah, sometimes you just got to walk away.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. What were man? That was one of the most epic tangents we've been on.
It
in a
was,
while.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
We did well with that one.
Yeah.
But it was sort of loosely related to World of Tanks. In
Yeah,
fact,
it was the marathon
you know,
and then skill of players and
yeah.
off we go. Well-deserved reward. Did everybody get that? You can't help but get it, right? You log in and there it is.
Well, get it.
Yeah. So there you
Yeah.
go. It's everybody liked their 2801. It's pretty funny. If you played this weekend, you played against a lot of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always the way, though, isn't it? Whenever you get something like that, it floods the game, doesn't it? But
I actually had a couple of the most fun games I've had in a while, though, because it was complete chaos, and I think everyone had the same mentality because it was Safe Haven or whatever the new Japanese port thing. We all went up the hill. I think it was like 10 people from each side, and instead of sitting back, they all went down into that little dip thing, and then it was Ramathon, Derpathon.
Fantastic. Just so much derpiness.
And I got killed pretty early. I killed a couple guys. I wasn't even mad. I was laughing so hard, and then I just watched the chaos. It just kept going. I was like, "Oh man, this is so awesome!"
That's a brilliant.
like-
That is brilliant.
Well done,
That is
guys.
brilliant.
Well done.
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I haven't played it yet, but I would love to get that sort of game. That just makes my day. Stuff like that. Just on a personal, RKL's just asked me a question, Guido.
Yeah.
I got the job. I'm just waiting on the contract now. So once I get the contract, I've got the job. I don't know if I've got it yet. Well, I've had the email, but I'm waiting on the actual contract. So we'll see. Yeah, cool.
All right. Well, shout out to the guys that hired Pilgrim.
Oh yeah, on your say so because he
Yeah.
knew you. So I've got to pay Guido now.
Got to bring in the little side
Pay for that bloody computer of yours.
networking, man. Networking, right?
Oh, absolutely. Thanks, Big
Well,
Wise.
congrats
Cheers.
on that, dude. So is that like a 3-day-a-week thing, or?
No, it's a still 5-day, but I'll have the opportunity to knock it down to a part-time once I've done what they want me to do because
Yeah.
it's a whole new place. Once that's set up, they have said that's fine. Once it's up and running and it's all working properly, it'll take about a year to get it right with the correct flow system and all the rest of it. Once that's up and running, they're more than happy with me to drop it down. To
Can you
3-4 day week.
can you turn it into from home or consulting kind of gig?
Yeah, I possibly can do at that point because what I'm going to do is once I get it all up and running, once the year's over, I might then suggest that they need to recruit a couple of more people to actually do the physicals, and then I can probably do 1 day a week in work and maybe 2 or 3 days at home doing
Congrats, man.
the email thing,
Good.
and all that nonsense. So yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Cool. New challenges,
Colin.
man. New
Yeah.
challenges. That's
Yeah.
very cool.
Well, it's all to do with pilgrinomics, isn't it?
100%.
Absolutely.
100. Let's see. What else we got going on? Is there anything? I don't know if there's anything in missions. Remember the Patriot stuff is still going on, dudes? If you
Isn't it?
have the Patriot, there were some missions for that. So that's going on to December 1st, which is imminent. So it's about to go away.
Yeah, what's the other thing that was running? This it's the weekend specials, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to look
Sorry.
at. There were some there are some camouflages available. So the Thanksgiving, this is actually pretty cool. I like that camouflage. It's a bunch of leaves, but it looks good on the tanks. So you can end up with some extra camouflage and some other goodies. That's pretty much everything that's going on. I was hoping that that there was a sale, but there wasn't as far as consumables and things like that. All right. Let's talk subjects du jour.
Shall we?
Yeah. Are you guys ready for another Soviet T-34?
Yet another one.
Yeah,
yet another version.
We've got, on the Daily Bounce, he has, there we go, the T-34M-54 Tier 7. So it's an upgraded. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Is that what it was? I didn't get
Hail
to read it.
Jedi.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome. So that's on its way. The AMBT, I didn't realize the AMBT was actually in Super Test and not in the files. So we were talking about that as being maybe the marathon tank, but it's not even ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that rumor was bunk.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that rumor was bunk. It says it's in the second iteration Super Test, so it's not even close to ready.
Right.
The Yo tanks are in Super Test. The Tech Tree versions. Yeah. The premium, I think, is in the file. So I think that's probably the front runner for one of the box tanks.
Yes.
And maybe a Tier 9 as well, one of the many Tier 9s that are, I don't know. So we've got some stuff going on. You ready for a world of... I don't want that. Why did that do that? Go away, stupid ads. The World of Tanks board game.
No.
Yeah, they're
no,
trying to hit.
Not.
They're trying to hit every angle. Trying to hit every.
Get out! It'd be like Monopoly, but so much more.
Well, see that ad for Yadro right there. See that ad?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
My wife's got a bunch in a cabinet, and my daughter was home. She's like, "Hey, are these worth anything?" I'm like, "I don't know. Let's look them up." So we spent like 30 minutes just goofing around looking up the prices of these things if you want to resell them. Now I get ads for Yadro constantly. Anyway.
Yeah, the minute this is, I don't know if you use Google as your browser, but that does that to me constantly.
Oh yeah.
And I keep getting things like high heeled shoes coming up on my hat. So I'm like, I've never looked for them. I've never, and then of course I've clicked.
Likely story.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, you're wearing your heels right now, aren't you?
Yeah. Do you want to see them?
Oh my God, are those what are those stupid things? Oh, okay, just slip-ons, all right.
Yeah, this is granddad time, okay?
Look, man, when you get old, you're allowed to do these things.
Ah, there you go, you see? I nearly put my other glasses on, so we matched.
Dude, these are amazing. You know. I don't remember what brand they are, but they have that, like, memory foam sole thing.
Yeah, nice and comfortable. I'll be talking old stuff now.
And then
really
this is hemp weave, so I can smoke it later. It's going to have a bit of a pungent smell to it because there's a lot of foot involved. But
yes,
I could,
but they're comfortable and they serve your bunions well, don't they?
Dude, I just glide when I walk around the house in these. You know, I'm on a cloud. You know, I'm just like.
We've just elevated the age group of these watches to beyond retirement age. Everybody below that is now just switched off.
Man, I was on Twitch and I found these two old grandfathers talking about their shoes.
Yeah, about their slippers.
Me slippers. Anyway, there's a board game coming out, so there you go.
Right.
I like board games. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I don't mind at certain times of the year. You know. Stickler doesn't have these slippers, and he's 67 years old. He's got pride, he says.
Get some. I'm telling you, it will change your life.
Yeah.
And they're my proper house slippers. I mean, they don't go outside. They don't four-wheel.
No, these never go outside.
No. Hell, I rarely go outside. I just sit in my rocker.
Yeah. There's too many people out there. It's just I don't like people.
Too many young whippersnappers.
Yeah, too many youngsters running around.
All
40,
right.
50-year-olds. Anyway, where were we?
Should we go on another tangent?
Yeah.
Let's go on another tangent. All right, so
let's do
fellas, 1.15 is the Christmas update thing, and the scuttlebutt is it's going to show up on the 7th, December 7th. Now, I don't think Holiday Ops is going to start. This means it should start on the 9th. I don't know about that. Excuse me.
No.
Usually it's a little later than that if I'm... Although...
It's normal.
Well, doesn't it technically start, but the garage isn't started? They like do some preliminary crap.
That's right.
Advent calendar maybe, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know when the garage and the proper thing is going to start, but apparently on the 7th the patch will come, and then somewhere after that they'll turn it on. This is always the thing we go through. Like when the patch comes, then when it actually the whole thing is turned on. I think it's more like the next week, 15th or 16th, but I could be wrong.
Right. Okay. That sounds more like it. It's December the 7th every year. It's sort of Bitwise was saying that they kick it off, but it doesn't all sort of go in, does it? Last day of Battle Pass as well. Yeah, that's true.
Harkonnen says large, and I don't know where he got all this, but large boxes will have the usual loot of at least four tier 8 premium tanks and several others of lower tier. Each box will give 250 gold and random bonuses. We'll share more details very soon. So he has some SA from somebody. Right. He is one of the official leaker guys. So he does get some specific information directly from Wargaming at times. I don't know what the exact relationship is or how it works, but that's what I know about it. However, what I really wanted to talk about was this quote right here. And I'm gonna turn this off because I have it written down somewhere else because I want to see y'all's chat. So give me a second, just rewicker this. But you can see that quote. Let me just read it real quick. No, I'll read it later. It's right there.
Read it later. No, read it later. Yeah.
Let me get reset up here so I can see y'all's chat. Excuse me. It's not the Ronin. At least I don't think it is.
Hisenberg wants to know if the board game costs more than the IS-7. That IS-7 that they dropped off.
That thing disappeared.
IS-7.
Oh, is your IS-7 there?
Yeah, no, I put it up. It's now being used as a doorstop for my shed. Thank you.
Does it also shoot people if they attack your house?
Absolutely. It guards my shed.
It's on the red line of Pilgrim's. It's sitting on the red line of Pilgrim's property, waiting.
It is. It's there, warning, all and sundry. Enter at your own risk. There's an IS-7 just waiting for you with its pike nose and everything else.
Actually, I'm going to put this in chat because I want everybody to be able to reference it here. This is the quote from Harkonnen's site. Oh, hold on. I got to add some more to it. When I do get loads, just pick them. You just add the last little bit of that because it cuts some of it off. Oh my gosh. If I was technically more proficient, this would be amazing. All right, there you go. That's the quote. So, what we're talking about? Pilgrim with the chair, with the bits.
I've figured out how to do it. You're going to get it all the time now.
Holiday Ops 2022 will bring back the infamous large boxes. Why are they infamous? All right. Filled with goodies for those willing to spend their hard-earned cash on them. I don't know why that's relevant, but okay. While I am against these boxes to be in the game, first of all, nothing against Harkonnen. Fantastic creator, does a lot for the game. I just have an issue with this particular issue.
Stop. Yeah.
While I'm against these boxes to be in the game, there's nothing any of us can do about it. So if you want to spend money on the game, Holiday Ops is without a doubt the best time to do it. Period. End of statement. As far as I'm concerned. Yeah. However, it goes on. But remember, while you do get more than you pay for, period, in reality, it's just pixels in a monitor, and it's always a gamble. So while someone you might know get loads of nice things, you might end up with just some mediocre loot.
That is just nonsensical. That is just nonsensical. Complete and utter BS,
I mean,
my opinion.
Ultimately, the argument here is you get more than your money's worth, but because somebody might get more than their money's worth, it's unfair and a gamble.
That is just madness in itself, that statement.
I don't get that, man.
No.
And I know there's 65 people watching right now. I know somebody agrees with him,
Yeah.
and that's great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's all let's still enjoy a pixel tank game and get along and disagree. That actually is a thing. You can do that. You don't have to not be friends because you disagree.
I know. Yeah.
Seems to be the way of the world these days. But I promise
you're not allowed to offend.
Yeah.
You can't offend.
But I guess so. So from my aspect, from my point of view, the idea that you want to cancel this for everybody, because although you're getting more than your money's worth, you might not get more than the other guy got for his money's worth, and that's gambling, and it's somehow morally or ethically bad. I don't get it.
No, neither do I.
I don't get it. It's like the crabs dragging the other crab down from the bucket. As soon as that crab's near the top, they grab him, they pull his ass down. Nobody gets out of the bucket, baby. Nobody gets out of the bucket.
Right. If for me, I spend money on the game. It's my hobby. I'm allowed to spend money on the game. Okay. Well, she lets me spend it. Right. So, if I want to buy a particular premium tank, I go and buy it, and it's then in game. So I've spent real money on it. Yeah. Okay. If I want to buy a loot box and I get that premium tank in the loot box, it's no different. It's not a gamble. If I don't, I will get something better or equivalent of or more than the money that I've spent that I intended to spend anyway. So it's not a gamble. It never is a gamble if you're intending to spend money on the game. In fact, it's a better way of spending money on the game, in my opinion, because you get more than what you spent.
I think it's definitely worth mentioning, and to a large extent, it's what Harkonnen is saying. I disagree with the way he said it, and I am not against the boxes, but there is a utility or importance to telling people that, look, you're not guaranteed to get one of these tanks. You have to go into it wide-eyed with honesty and reality involved, and go, yeah, exactly. I'm going to buy 100 boxes or 75 boxes. Usually it's $100 or 75. At least it was last year.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy these 75 boxes. I am not guaranteed to get one of those cool tanks that I would like to get out of the box. There is a random element to the boxes. Absolutely. Yeah. I am going to go into it with the idea that I am absolutely going to get more than my $75 money's worth of these things that Wargaming has advertised are in the box.
Yes.
If you get butthurt after all of that is said, that's on you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All
right, there is something to be said about Wargaming will price point these items, but then that before you even spend your money, because if you've been playing the game at all, you will know that Wargaming has price point gold at this level or directors at this level. Now, it doesn't matter what they price point it at, it's what you're willing to spend on that.
But the 250 gold, gold right off the top is worth the money you put in.
Straight away. Yeah, straight
right,
away.
Because you're guaranteed 250 gold, and that's what the cost is essentially of the boxes.
Yeah.
Now, if you buy 3 or 10, you definitely have a possibility of getting just barely your money's worth, or getting your money's worth. I think it's because you're getting 250 every one of them. You're going to spend whatever it is for 3 boxes. What is it? Usually $6 or something. $7 or whatever I think it was. Yeah. You're getting just what you paid for, and you might roll a tier 8 premium in there, and then you're getting a fantastical deal. But if you go 75 boxes, you are absolutely getting, even just in gold, never mind in premiums, never mind all the little other doodads that are tossed in there.
Yeah.
Just the gold and the premiums, you're getting well above. At least in the past. We have to keep caveat, because I don't know what the price point is.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen this year, but certainly in the past it's been like that. You've just had a follow, by the way, from who just did it?
Jazzy666, thank you,
Yeah,
and Jack of all trades or something. I don't know. Jack of all noobs. Jack of all
noobs. Good name.
And Heisenberg. I wonder if they will have the same mechanic as Halloween, but hidden. What do you mean? Hidden? Are you talking about what mechanic was in Halloween? You mean 2 Halloweens ago?
Oh, the debacle that was Halloween a couple of years ago.
You mean, are you talking about the reroll crap? I don't think they're going to do reroll. They got a lot of negative
Yeah,
blow
they
back
got
on
burnt
that.
style on
And
that, I
and
think.
boxes didn't come back this Halloween, so I do not think that's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Loot
Good
or
point. I mean, Gator never got the E75 TS, so nobody should
oh,
get boxed.
Heisenberg. Good question. I don't know. Yeah, now I see what you're saying.
Oh yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. You're
Yeah,
guaranteed to
that is a
get the
good point.
tank. Boy, that would change things, wouldn't it?
Well, it's not gambling then, is it at all? In fact, in my opinion, it's not gambling. But nobody can claim it's gambling if you're going to be guaranteed a tank. Like saying, if you buy a lottery ticket, buy five, and we'll guarantee you can win
I
the
don't know if they
lottery.
would hide that because they're now advertising the percentages. So they've sort of
Yes.
finally
Yeah.
caved into that, which has been a requirement in several nations in the EU for a while, which they
Yeah.
sort of ignored for years, and now it looks like they're doing that. So the percentages of chances are out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Interesting. That was an
Yeah.
interesting question. Yeah.
Don't know when it's going to start, guys. I think his 7 December is a good guess. There's also a change, I think, in 1.15. Is that the Berlin map change? I don't remember if it was attached to that or not.
I can't remember. No, I can't remember actually. I want to say no.
Anybody remember? Anybody know? Is that Berlin map change tied to 1.15? Let me try to get to the list of changes here. No.
Well, yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right, Kedge. If you use Pilgrinomics, nobody gets a tank at all, and you have to pay gold to be able to get it.
If you
But
use
it's well worth it.
it takes the gold out of your account,
Yeah.
gives it back to Wargaming, turns it into an actual real gold investment somewhere.
Yeah. Now that'd be handy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And that is
Yeah.
basically all I
Neo
had, man.
Mutant. Neo Mutant's asking if you've seen the new American heavy line. The Yo tanks, are we talking?
Yeah, the Yo
Yeah.
tanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we were talking about that earlier, Neo. My guess, because the American Yo tank tech tree guys are still in super test, so they're not even in common test yet. Yeah, converts the gold into Doge coins. I think the Yo tank premium is done, and my best guess is that the Yo tank premium, the Tier 8 premium, is going to be one of the draws for Christmas. Last year we had two, the G-Sor, right? And
Yeah.
what was the other one? Does have the Berlin change? All right, good. Thanks, Cliffy. 1.15 is changing the Berlin map. I actually like
Right.
that.
Right.
We've
Yeah.
had this several times now. Small
Yeah.
iterative changes to maps. I would like to see them speed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
Berlin was really the biggest problem map, but
No.
okay.
No.
Okay.
No. But hey, I mean, Berlin was playable. The whole bunker thing that they hyped up before it came out is a little bit, not really to my liking, to be honest. The bunker doesn't. Well, unless it's what's the map? Not assault, the other one. Unless you've got to take the base, which is actually round the bunker.
Yeah.
But that map doesn't lend itself to taking the bunker. It's a non-starter for me. But anyway, yeah,
I'm with Cliffy. I like the general idea of changing. The particular changes to the Berlin map are awful for light tank players, 100%.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They get sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't. Balancing sumo. Well, is it the north part? The field part is changing significantly. They're putting some buildings and stuff up there,
Right.
and they're
Okay, that's
taking a
interesting.
bunch of the bushes out of the north middle, and that's bad.
That is bad actually because there's well,
As if light tanks didn't have anything really to do on that in
no,
that map anyway. Sometimes they could get some work done in the north, and you would get some guys and come around. That was really the only thing you had to do. It was
yeah,
really hard to move around even then, but now there's no trees. Heisenberg is saying, I don't know if all four of those are going to be in there. Heisenberg, that's a great list though. Where is it? Where did he write it
oh
down?
yeah,
Yo
nine
Tank
fifty.
590. Keep hitting my mic. Cobra and Tornwagen. Those are all tanks that have been thrown about as possibilities. I doubt all. I suppose they could put all 4 new ones, but it seems like they would save some of those, maybe one of them for the after the spring marathon. They usually have some kind of spring
they
marathon.
sort of have, they do. They run a marathon almost straight after New Year, don't they?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. The one thing for me when we're talking about putting premiums into this is if you remember the double barrels and they brought the premium out. Well, that transpires whether by intent or by design. That transpires that tank, that double barrel tank at tier is better than the Tech Tree double barrel tank at tier, which is a crying shame. And if obviously, if that's the way Wargaming are going to go with the premiums, which I think they have done with us with a number of premiums lately, is that if they bring a premium out for the Christmas boxes or whatever it is, and if it's a Yo tank and it's significantly, or even a little bit better than the Tech Tree tier equivalent, that's disappointing. Because this game is about the tiers as opposed to the premiums. But
Yeah.
hey, I'm not the businessman, am I?
Okay, Basante, the FL10 was the little tier 6, yeah. E75, okay, yeah, that's right, E75.
That's right.
So G-Sor was 2 years ago, huh?
Must have been 2 years ago, yeah. Thing is with the G-Saw, I quite like it. I have a good play style with that, and I do like using that tank. The only thing that lets it down is its alpha is pretty poor.
I ended up with a pretty good
autoload.
record on that. I struggled early, but once I started to not go right up to the front and get spanked in the face, I started to do really well. Yeah, trimming the hedges on the east side of steps. I'm still salty about that, Stickler.
Yeah.
So again, back to I'm glad they're trying to work small iterative changes on the maps. I don't like all of them, but you can't have everything.
No.
At least they seem to be trying, kind of. But some of the maps need a lot of help.
Well, they do. I mean, I know we talk about it an awful lot about channelized maps, but invariably the gameplay is 3 straight lines you go down.
Seems to be,
depending on your class of tank.
Yeah.
And that's disappointing.
Yep. I guess there's only one thing to do is just quit then.
Yeah. 10 years invested into the game on your part, 7 years on my part. Yeah, why not just give it all up? I mean, it's gonna stop at
Dead Man Walking. Somebody already noted the IS-3A destroyed the game.
Absolutely, it did.
How are we going to have a Christmas without some controversy and hype? Are any of those Sergeant Powers? What's happening from Austria? Welcome.
From Austria.
Right on. How are we gonna create controversy if we don't have some tank that's going to destroy the game coming out for Christmas?
Absolutely. The Yo tanks will destroy the game.
Are they going to destroy the game?
They'll be able to reverse no matter how much
too powerful.
you take off them.
They're too powerful.
Yeah, too powerful. Stickler thinks Australia is Austria. Stickler, come on, get your map out, mate. Have a look where Austria is, and have a look where Australia is. Okay.
One of them's down under, and the other one is up over.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Is Austria very mountainous? It is, right? Or is it?
Beautiful country.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Used to drive through Austria to get to Italy from Germany when I used to take my vacations from Germany, and we would stop over in Austria. And it is fantastic. They've got the best bed and breakfasts I've ever slept in anywhere in the world. The quilts are like 3 foot thick, all white and goose down and stuff, and it can be minus 30 outside, and this quilt just keeps you warm. Awesome place.
But how good are their slippers?
They're sort of this good.
They're that good?
They are this good.
Don't show us that pale knee again.
Oh, is that what you see? The pale knee? I don't get any sun here. I don't get any sun. I've got 4 layers of makeup on here, mate.
Sergeant Power says you have the oldest military museum in the world. That's awesome, man.
Wow, that is awesome.
I went to a cool one in Chester. Chester has...
Oh, right, Chester.
I don't know which regiment it is, but some regimental museum in there.
The Cheshire Regiment.
Yeah, very cool.
Regiment that I joined the army in. Yeah.
And that city's got a lot of Roman stuff in it as well. So there's some Roman stuff chucked in there as well. Very cool.
Cool. It is very cool. That's where the regiment was formed. The Cheshire Regiment is one of the oldest regiments in the British Army, formed in 1689 at the Rue D in Chester. They've now been amalgamated with a load of ne'er-do-wells from the Midlands, so they now formed what they call the Mercian Regiment.
Yeah.
But there was some serious opposition about that. Prince Charles got involved in the argument because he was the colonel of the regiment, and he got involved in the argument with the politicians, wrote them a spidery letter saying to the politicians, "How dare you amalgamate the Cheshire Regiment?"
But lost in any event.
Yeah, he lost, yeah, because he had the involvement. They all went, "You." But hey ho.
They're like, this guy.
This guy, who is he? The next king? Shut up. We had a revolution. We got rid of you.
Yeah, Pilljet. I haven't seen. I rarely see a 3A. Yes,
Isn't
the Chrysler.
that true? Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Yeah, spidery letter bit-wise.
Spidery letter.
Right, what it is basically, Prince Charles is known for writing handwritten letters to politicians when he doesn't agree with stuff that they go on about.
Oh.
And obviously, yeah, but because the royalty don't have any state power as such, not like back in the day, but they don't have any state power. They sort of, the politicians can choose to ignore it. But when he writes the letters, it's when he handwrites them, and he doesn't type them or anything like that, and he writes like a spider crawling across the page. Because he was educated, he was public educated at Gordon in Scotland. That's why, because he was educated in Scotland, he can't write properly. That's where it's at.
Gator, my understanding is he might get skipped. Is Charles going to get skipped? What do you think?
No, I'll tell you for why. He has been waiting in the wings to take this opportunity all his life. He will take the opportunity. He may well take it and then stand down, but I don't think that you can skip it unless you advocate.
So the queen can't.
No, she can't. She can't skip him. Give it
Really?
to him. Yeah, you're knowing it, Charles. No, it's by divine right, isn't it? Apparently. Oh dear. So
every time I hear somebody say something's by divine right, I just want to. I don't know what.
Yes. There you go. So he will be king.
Oh, is it now? Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Yeah.
So yeah, you weren't voted. Who voted you king? You don't vote in the
You don't
king.
vote
It's
for
by
king.
divine right. Oh dear.
King? Who voted you king? You don't
Yeah.
vote for
What made
kings.
you king? Who voted for you? You don't fight.
Oh
Dear,
man.
oh dear. There you go.
All right, good. So I'm glad we cleared that up. I was worried for him that he might have been waiting all this time.
No, he will take it. I guarantee you, he will take it up. But whether he stays, he'll be probably one of the oldest crowned kings at that point in his life, because he's going to be at least another quick 2 years or so from.
Wow.
Who knows? We might live for another 10 years. You never know, do you? Outlive us all. Bless her.
My game client. Hold on. We have a serious situation developing here.
Oh,
I don't even know if are we still up online? What is happening here?
hang on. I'll reload the player.
Everything crashed on me.
Oh, there you go. It's gone. Stop.
All right, there we go. I think we're back. I don't know. Are we moving? Can you guys
Yeah,
hear
how
me?
long were we frozen?
All right, I think we got her back here. That was wacky.
Wasn't it?
It's a bit of an earthquake there. All right, I think we're moving again. Whew.
Woo.
Almost disaster. Pilgrim's still frozen? Perfect. Let me just mute him as well.
Wait, no, I'm not. No, I'm moving on my screen. I'm moving.
Are you? Hold on. Oh my gosh, this is a disaster. All right, let me see here. We got this. Okay. Actually, let's turn you back on and off. Here we go. Doom, doom. All right. Oh, gotcha.
Oh, you got me now. Thank you. Gosh, you need a crew chief. Desperately need.
There
a
is
crew
something
chief.
I do, and it as I'm moving the mouse around, I think I'm holding the left button down too much. But what happens is it drops every window down to the taskbar. I don't know what that is, but everything I've got on my two screens goes all down, and that freezes up Discord. And then when I bring it back up, then I have to go back. I have to bring Discord back to the front. For you, I had to turn the source on and off for you, for your camera. It was just, I don't know.
You know what scares me about this, Guido, is that I asked you prior to coming on stream if you would help me set up my Twitch channel, and I can just see it being an unmitigated disaster.
Bro, we're
I
gonna.
really can.
Yeah, it's good. You're gonna love it, man. We're gonna
Guido is his name.
set you up right.
His game.
Just give me control of your desktop and let me dig around.
Yeah, exactly that. It'll be which bank account?
Yeah, get your account number. You're gonna have to link it to your account number. Okay, it's not Windows D though, Kedge. I know I'm not touching the Windows key.
Song playing loudly says.
Oh, did I? Does that fix
the song?
Oh no! Stop it!
Song. What song are we on about here?
Stop. Song.
Have you got a song?
Stop. All right, there we go. That should fix it.
Have you got a song?
No, I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know what they're talking about. I don't think we got a song, have we?
No. Nope. Well, what else you got? Anything else?
But you know what? This week, for once, nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Yeah, we're not doing any contests because we're gonna have a bunch of giveaways for Christmas, guys. As I said at the beginning of this, more to come on that as we figure it out. Good news is, based on what we looked at there, obviously today it looks like we're going to have the boxes and stuff, so we'll be giving away boxes hopefully, provided that all pans out. Pilgrim's got some giveaways. We're going to do some giveaways. Just since we have so many people here now, the idea here on some of the giveaways are going to be looking for people who've had a tough year, people who may not be able to indulge in their pixel tank hobby as much as they might like based on life or whatever. So we're going to be looking for those kind of names. I will get a video out on my YouTube channel. We'll advertise it here on Coffee Talk as well, and let's find some people who are well deserving or could use a pick-me-up for the Christmas season. That's the idea. I do have $100 donated by one of you guys. Thank you very much. I will then chip in a good portion of the profits from all this mess, and we will chuck it back at you. Gator, if you send me a note and send it to my link for PayPal, and then put a note on that, then I will make sure that money gets turned right around. Okay. All right. So if you look on my channel down below, and let me make sure that's actually still working. I think it is, but there should be a link down on the Twitch channel there that you can send it to PayPal. If you put that little note on the PayPal donation, then I will absolutely make sure. Let me get to my freaking channel. How do I do this? What am I doing? Where am I? Where are my pants?
Where your slippers are.
Right on my feet. Got to turn off that. Otherwise we get echo, echo, echo. And if we go to, click on donors. Is that right? Yes. Okay. So if you click on the banner down below there that says donors, that should probably actually be better. It says donors. All right. Click on that, send it to PayPal with a note, and I'll make sure. Yeah. We're so organized. We're absolutely 100% organized.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's our forte, really.
And what I'll do, Guido, is I'll donate the 5,000 gold to 5 individual people. So hopefully we'll get 5 people who are well deserving of it. So 1,000 to each person, and then the other 5,000 will be a competition win.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So lots of cool stuff coming up for Christmas, guys. And then I'll do the unboxing for the new rig. I'm hoping it gets here before Christmas. So we'll let you guys see the fruits of all our labor here, and then get that new machine going. That'll be a lot of fun. Oh, Pilgrim's gone.
Oh,
did you
while
fall?
You're on about doing
Did
that,
you fall down?
No, I think I've just put my slippers back on. While you're on about doing that, right? I'm about to tomorrow send you something, and if you want to open it all up live on stream.
Oh, right on, right on.
All right, that'd be cool. We'll do it on a coffee talk.
Christmas prezzies.
Yeah, Christmas prezzies, and I'll send you a card as well. You know, one you can put by the tree.
All right. The patina is the charm. That's exactly right, man.
It is,
That's
isn't it?
exactly right. If this was polished, nobody would watch it. They're here for the train wreck. They're here for the train wreck. All right, man. Well, one last time. Any questions from anybody down there? I do appreciate, holy cow, lots of followers showed up. We've got Sergeant Powers, Jazzy, Jack of all noobs, Pilgrim Cheered, Pale Jedi, Karma, LATAM, Nakinoas, LA Lama CZ, Time to Smell. What was that again? Something farts.
Farts.
Time to Smell.
Farts.
Top Grade Fart. Fantastic. The Stoic Skeptic, Tialo, and SDWRGE, Pilgrim with a sub. Stickler gave one out. I missed. Oh, Stickler resubbed. Pilgrim with another 100 bits. And that was awesome, man. Thanks. That was a lot of people in here. Very good to see you guys. I hope you guys have a good fast action response team. Perfect.
Yeah. Brilliant.
That's when you're like, I want to be part of the fart.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I want to go around farting
Fast.
in
response as a team.
Responding fast.
Fast. That's a response and as a team. This week, Randall, good question. I'll be streaming tomorrow. So I'm streaming tomorrow. I will stream tomorrow afternoon on Stack Up with the charity on the charity side, and then I think maybe Wednesday. So we may get a few extra streams in this week. Check out my channel on YouTube if you haven't. Lots of good content on there, I think, anyway. And that's all I've got. You got anything else, Pilgrim?
I'm done. I'm done for the day.
All right, that's everything from the left side of the Atlantic.
And everything from the correct side of the Atlantic.
See ya.